More and more families are looking for foods that reflect a local, more sustainable and environmentally responsible diet. But picking the best items isn't always easy, especially when it comes to your seafood. We've had the pleasure of welcoming chef and author Jennifer Bushman to our studio before. Today, she joins us via satellite from New York City. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Mike. Thanks so much for having me.
It's great to see you again. Why should we integrate more fish into our diets?
Well, you know, it really boils down to one thing, and that's omega-3s. What most people don't realize is we don't make our own omega-3s, we have to consume them. And they're important for things like reducing inflammation, and we know, of course, the big one is that it reduces your risk of cardiovascular disease. And you know, fish is actually a wonderful protein that doesn't have saturated fat in it. It's something that people often don't like. So we've got to find sources of sustainable seafood that really the whole family can enjoy. And you know, people think about that and they think, why is it important to actually source my seafood sustainably? And the main reason is that all of the ocean issues that you hear about on the news and that you're reading about in the newspaper can really be drilled down to one thing, and that's consumption. It's the way in which we're consuming fish that really is causing a lot of ocean issues. And we need the ocean, not just for a food supply, but for things like even like climate regulation, and also we need it for things like livelihood. I mean, the livelihood of millions of people depend on the ocean. So what you can do is, when you start to look at where you buy your seafood sustainably, believe it or not, that sustainable seafood is often also the one seafood that's healthiest for you.
Yeah, you got a whole spread there. Are you cooking today, or are you just walking us through some items you brought in, or what are you doing?
Yes, because I have a new cookbook out, and the cookbook is called Sea Change. And one of the things that we want to do is, when we're sourcing that seafood sustainably, is take a look. This is actually a beautiful salmon dish. It's a quick marinated salmon from the cookbook, and I've used Verlasso salmon today. Verlasso is actually the only Atlantic farmed salmon to ever be given a Good Buy alternative rating from Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. And Mike, I think we talked about this. Seafood Watch actually has an app that you can download for your phone. And when you type into it the type of seafood that you're looking at and the country of origin, right at the seafood counter, you can do this. It'll tell you if your seafood is sustainable or not. So what I decided to do was write a cookbook along with two-time James Beard Award winner Chef John Ash and top chefs like Jonathan Sawyer and Susan Finnegar to talk about great recipes that you can make with this sustainable salmon. So take a look at this recipe. Now, this is thinly sliced salmon that I've actually marinated with a little bit of olive oil. And what you do is you just put over it some capers, you could do some fresh greens over it, and then you serve it with a salad and toast, and it makes a perfect quick dinner that the entire family will love. Yeah. Now take a look at this recipe too. Now, for the non-fish person in your family, this one will turn them around. This is a slow olive oil poached salmon from Chef Nico Romo. And what you do is you literally take the salmon fillets, cover them in olive oil, and bake them at 300 degrees in the oven. It takes the fishiness right out of the fish. They'll really think they're eating something like a chicken breast almost. It's very mild, very sweet, and then you can serve it along with, this is Brussels sprouts and a little bit of cauliflower. The main thing is that you're going to be able to get something that's got familiar ingredients that the entire family will love. And the great news is the cookbook is actually free. So today, all of your viewers can go to www.verlasso.com/preparation, and they can download the cookbook. And Mike, there are interactive videos even that actually show me making the recipes along with all of the recipes that I've written and the chefs. And of course, you can find sustainable seafood at Hy-Vee locally, and Verlasso salmon is there as well.
Jennifer, that's good information, and I like those video walkthroughs. Sometimes I need somebody to just show me how to do it rather than just see the recipe on paper.
It's true, like you said. I mean, one of the main reasons why people don't cook fish is they think it's hard to cook. And the whole goal for writing the cookbook for me was to talk about how easy it is, and then also how to be able to source that sustainable Verlasso salmon.
Jennifer, great to see you again. Stop by our studio when you're in Omaha next time, okay?
Of course, I wouldn't otherwise. If I'm in town, I'll see you soon.
Fantastic. We'll see you then. Mary, over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mike.